Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
And today, we have one of our regular psychics, Vanessa Orr. Are you there, Vanessa?
I am. Thank you.
Hi, Vanessa Orr, MBA, by the way. Hi, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Barbara.
Oh, this is always a special day for us. I think we really, Johnny and I are so glad to have you and have you back regularly. And when you're on, I already do have chills up and down my arms. And that's for real. And why is that?
So weird.
I'm feeling like we're going to help so many people.
I do too. It's so funny because, first of all, I am always honored to come on your show. So I'm just saying a huge thank you to you, Jonathan and Barbara, for having me on. Whenever you invite me, I thank you. And it is a special day. And it's so funny because right when you were saying, Barbara, that you were getting those chills up and down your arms, I was too, and they're all the way to my feet. Now, just for our listeners, here's a little something to know. Those goosebumps, those chills that you get, those are real. And when they activate in the upper half of your body, that's excellent confirmation. They call that prana confirmation, which is, a yes. When you feel the activation in your lower half of your body, below your waist and all the way down to your feet, which will typically happen, that's called kundalini or ultimate yes. So,
wow. So
I know
the prana and kundalini, is that correct? Prana is the affirmation of the upper body, and the kundalini, also known as what?
The ultimate.
Ultimate.
Yes, it's an ultimate.
Wow,
it's like there's an ultimate yes. It's 100% yes. You don't even really
I got the upper. When you said you had at the same time, you had the lower. I got the upper.
Well, at mine resonated in my arms and my upper torso, and my arms when you said it, and I thought that's just we're connected, and. Then as you were talking about it, it just shot down to below my waist, all the way down to my legs. It's very interesting. And I think everyone should know that because everyone around the world is psychic, and they do pick up those signals in their bodies. Another thing is if you're ever in a situation that makes you a little wary, like as in spirits around you, and you feel a chill or you hear a wind or the temperature drops, that's another indicator that you should be aware that there's a spirit around or a loved one around. You can discern between the two, and we can talk about that on shows in the future. But yeah,
that is so interesting because we all do have a little bit in us, and when we open ourselves up more to it, that helps. And also, just physically staying at home like this can get you so tightened up. So I started yesterday. I cleaned and mopped and shined my whole floor, moved a really great space out, put a brand new yoga mat, towel, the rope, and the block, and I went through a whole stretching. Oh, and I had the massager, the electric massager I have with the 4 nodules that dig in deep. I cleansed my whole body, and I felt sick the next day because, all your toxins, they twirl. You're supposed to drink a lot of water to flush that out. And then I did a wonderful stretching combination on the floor last night, and I feel so great today.
Oh, wow. You've inspired me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do that. Yes. I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think I'm going to go on live sometimes and, showcase that because I have some good stretching techniques from my dancing days. And I still dance, but, just to say hi to everybody, and if they want to join me in my stretch, I'm going to start doing that.
Oh, I hope you do. And have you started the videos? Just curious.
No, but I set it up, and the first setup was last night, and I went through it myself, but I'm going to start doing my little videos on that, and I'm going to choose Facebook and Instagram to do it. So,
they're going to love
watch
it.
for that. Thanks. And you know what? You're always so encouraging, and I really appreciate that.
Good.
Because you believe in me, and you believe in Johnny and the show, and just personally you believe in us, and that really helps. It makes a big difference.
Well, I'm honored because I love it. I love seeing people succeed. And in my work as a psychic and a medium, and I'm not just a medium, a physical medium, and a physical medium accesses spaces and can find different things that are in those spaces and eliminate those things that are negative. And that's what you did, for example, by clearing out that space. You said you cleared it, you cleaned it, you polished it up, and that was intuitive, I'm shown. That's where the impetus. Well, because 2 weeks ago we talked about these dance videos, and I kept being shown that people really were looking for them. And I don't know if anyone contacted you on Facebook or Instagram about the videos, but they keep showing me the number 45 tonight, and I want to tap in to see what that is, because it's a 45 increase, but would it be 45% increase in, for example, Instagram followers? And, well, I'm getting a yes. I don't know what your Instagram follower base is now. I could go look. I am a follower of yours, Barbara, but so you're welcome. But, you have a beautiful account. The pictures are stunning, and you're beautiful, and so it's a driving force, and it's a serotonin lift, and it's inspirational. So combine that with a video. I love videos on Instagram. I go to some accounts. My husband hears me laughing upstairs. I'm by myself. I'm on my phone on Instagram laughing because some of them are so fun and funny. But a dance video, people want that right now. And they just want that little bit to kind of inspire them. So if you get someone like you, which we want you to do that, it shows that we too can participate in those moves. I need to know some things about some dance moves. Yeah, sure.
Yes,
so
I have been getting, people are missing me because when I went on a different social platform, I kind of left my other ones, and they said, we miss you. We miss your videos, Barbara, on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I'm going for Instagram and Facebook, because Instagram I do have a lot of followers, and that grows because I think I'm so passionate about my portfolio, my pictures, and what I've done, and I like to share it in special ways and make it like a dynamic post. That is growing faster than any of them. But, so give them something. I feel like they need to be given a TV. Like there's a TV where you can do longer videos. There's a TV icon on Instagram.
I go to that, actually. And, I'm busy. I do have clients calling in, but I do go to that. So when they show me the number 45, I can do I'm sorry, Jonathan, I'll just be real quick. I will do a longer reading and find out what that means. But right now they're showing me 45%. I get a yes on that. So between now and 9 to 10 months from now, when you instigate, when you upload the video, 45% increase. And I would say that that's very rewarding.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you. Okay. Wow.
You're welcome.
Well, I got my own little reading in the beginning. I didn't mean to. It just happened. And that's how things do work, right, Vanessa? They just happen sometimes.
It's intuitive. It's intuitive.
Because I can hear Johnny, and I know that we have a lot of very excited callers. They're chomping at a bit to talk to Vanessa.
Okay.
So are you ready for your first caller?
I am ready.
Okay, this is 856.
856, you're on live on Life, Laughter, Happiness with Vanessa Orr, MBA. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. This is Laura in New Jersey.
Hi, how are you, Lori?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. What's going on?
I've been trying to find a job, and I had a Skype interview, but they gave it to an internal candidate instead. And I've been submitting resumes with recruiters, and I just wondered what you might pick up around me finding a job or a call.
Not to worry. Not to worry. That Skype interview that you had, I just heard the word promise to the other person, but you were the close candidate. Was there anyone else I get a no? It came that close second, but that would look like that was a pre-promise. And you have not been forgotten. That's what they're showing me right now. So, Lori, don't be surprised if they wheel back and contact you about that job. And I can see that you would like to have that job.
Well, I'm not I'm not sure. That one. There's another one. There's another one that I'm interested in.
Okay.
So a recruiter named Ryan, he actually submitted me for 2 different contracts with a company, and it's like a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
I would like to work for that company, but I submitted through different recruiters for other contracts as well, and I just wondered what you might see or when you think I'm going to hear about getting actually landing a contract.
Okay. Listen, everything looks very good, but I'm going to tell you that this job that you said that was given to an internal candidate is very paramount, and it keeps coming back right in front of my face. So just know that. Pardon?
I'm just curious because they let me know in an email today that they found out Friday that they were going with an internal candidate.
Yeah. Well, just I don't know why, but it really is giving me that job is just right in front of me. I'm trying to look around it. I'm trying to find out what I can tell you about this recruiter Ryan, and I will get to that in a second here. But that job keeps circling back at me. So just know and just put it in your in your memory that can come back, which is a blessing, Lori. That's a blessing. So we just set that aside because I'm really trying to get around that, and it's just like a giant wall in front of me. And I do a lot of readings, and they're all different, and this one is equally so. It is equally different. Let me address Ryan. Ryan is very serious about his job, and he's very serious about placing you. They show me that one of the 2 contracts that Ryan presents about you is going to manifest. The other one looks like it will. Yeah, the other one looks like it will go away. Are both of those in pharma? I got a yes. Is that correct?
It is. One position I would really like is the communications contract.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that'll be the one or if it's the other one.
Okay. Let me test because I got a yes on communications. And this is with the pharma, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so hold on a second. I want to get a percentage on because the communications job, Lori, it's feeling very good here. I'm getting, let's see. So hold on a second. Let me just take a dive here. Down in the molecular cellular level, please show me how serious this job is that will return to Lori in New Jersey. Is it more than 50%? So, okay, hold on. So I'm already at 50% that the communications job is a go. 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77. I got 77% on the communications job. Now, I want to say something to you. Okay, I knew it now.
Okay.
I want you to say cancel, cancel, pink light, pink light.
Pink light, pink light. Okay.
Cancel, 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 cancel.
Cancel, cancel.
Pink light, pink light.
Pink light.
I want you to know something that I pick up around you, and I want you to do something about this. I'm going to do something about this when I get off the call, all right? It goes like this. Lori, don't fret, don't worry for yourself. You're hard on yourself. You said, your resume is capable, and Ryan likes your resume, and he's working very hard to place you. I want to tell you about the other contract. They keep showing me a shriveled up weed, so that's a no. I'm not even going to test that. But the communications job, you do have a proclivity for it, and you do want it. They're showing me that back in high school and college that you had that proclivity for business communications. Does this make any sense at all to you?
Yes, that was what I graduated with.
Okay.
My degree.
Okay, so most excellent. Now here's what I'm going to do, and here's what you're going to do. I'm giving you an assignment that when you get off the phone from Life, Laughter, and Happiness here with Barbara and Jonathan, that you're going to raise your vibration, because here in Houston, Texas, where I am, I'm going to do it when I get off the show for you. I'm going to lift your vibration up, because you're just like dragging this boulder behind you. And I'm going to tell you that your resume is just what everybody wants, but you are standing in front of your resume. You're like, no, don't look here. That sounds weird, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, those days are over, because you're a bright, beautiful, successful individual. I wouldn't say that if they didn't show that to me. And I've got one of your guys over here, like, waving a flag, like, here she is. And it's so interesting to me because you hide yourself. Does that make sense? Like, when people want to see you, you'd rather hide. Does that make sense at all?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
Well,
good.
those days are, well, I'm glad. I'm glad I can help. And I'm glad that you called in to Life, Laughter, and Happiness. And here, let me tell you something. Those days have to be over. They are officially over. You have so many great people to meet. When I finish Life, Laughter, and Happiness tonight, I will go straight to raising your vibration. I know there's probably other callers, and I want to help get to. Yeah.
You know what? That is great. So Lori needs to just also work. It's not like you are their magic medicine. You are guiding and you're leading and you're showing that she has to be responsible to also work on herself. So,
yeah.
She needs to do that. Great. Are you willing to do that, Lori?
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Lori,
Absolutely.
when you get off the phone with us, with Jonathan and Barbara here on the show, I want you to write down that your vibration is at 1,000. Just write, my vibration is 1,000, and I will do the extra work here in Houston, okay?
Thank you. Wow, thank you.
It's going to be
much.
okay. I'll do
it's exciting.
Yes.
It's exciting. She's willing to do it, and it's going to happen. And please do call back and let us know what happens, Lori.
I want to make sure,
you.
Lori, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much.
All right.
You're welcome.
Hey, you are welcome.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye, Lori. She's a sweet lady.
Very nice.
That's funny because when I told her to call today, she goes, the thing that's really great about Vanessa, you'll love Vanessa, is that Vanessa will always say, if she can't get to it in the call, she'll say, after the show.
Yeah,
true.
If you want deeper
counseling,
it takes more than 5 minutes.
Taking care of, you're taking care of everything, that you're sort of,
oh, yeah.
I mean, even though, yeah. Okay.
My guides don't let me sleep. My guides will wake me up in the middle of the night.
Not.
And they'll say, and my guides will say, get up, you have work to do. They won't let me go to sleep. They'll wake me up if I don't do it. So I'm happy to do that.
Well, maybe I don't want to know my guides. Just kidding.
All right.
You're trying to get me
okay,
up.
our next call is up, and this person is the bull with a block number, but this person goes by the name Kitty. Are you there, Kitty?
Hey, hi. Hi, welcome to the
I'm
show.
Kitty.
We're live with Vanessa Orr, MBA, psychic medium.
Hi. I'm calling back.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I called a couple of weeks ago. Regarding
I remember.
Light. Yeah.
Yeah. How's
Did
it going?
you Good. Were you able to work on that any?
Oh, yeah, I did it right away.
Yeah.
Oh, how are things? Not so great or so great or?
No, everything's good. Yeah, I was seeing if now that was clear, if you were able to do reading.
Yes, I can do a reading. I did all the work. Okay, I remember you, Kitty. I will tell you very quickly that I did the work after the show, and then the next morning, I remember I spoke with Jonathan the next day, and I did the reading for you, and another reading, and I forget for whom. But there was a third reading that had to wait till the afternoon. It was another caller that had called in, and I couldn't figure out why they didn't want me to do that. But yours, I took notes, and I think my notes are downstairs, but yours was the most fun. And so you are, yeah. And I don't remember specifically now what I did, and I really wished I had those notes here, but it was the most fun. I think I told Jonathan how much I enjoyed the reading for you. Have you noticed?
I remember her name too. Can you give us a little bit more?
Yeah, it was. There was. I was calling to see if there had been like a spell cast or something on my family, and
yes, and I cleared all that.
You said that there was a white light on my left shoulder.
Yes, now. I know.
And that it was stopping you from being able to see anything more.
Well, it was, but I think I remember now. I do enjoy clearing a blight, and I don't think there's so many people that do it, but it was a very successful reading. I do remember that, and I wish I could give you more detail, but I did take notes. I'm sorry, I don't have them here with me. They're downstairs, but.
I do remember that too, with the man that was coming into your vision.
Maybe
it was a name.
Crowley
everybody kept saying. What was the name?
Aleister Crowley was the one that I thought.
Yes. And I did a little research, I think, on that too. I apologize for not being better prepared with my notes tonight.
It's okay.
You know what?
Maybe
Maybe can call you. Personally, you can reach Vanessa Orr too to go more in depth with this, because this is a very in depth thing. I remember now, and you can go reach her on Instagram, Vomba VOMBA 11 on Instagram, Vanessa Orr MBA, or FullSoulReadings.com, and you should actually work with her more deeply in a private session, don't you think, Vanessa?
Okay.
For her blight?
I think so. I will say yes, Barbara. I agree. And Kitty, I will tell you that was a very successful, enjoyable reading. And But I have a question. In all honesty, have you noticed anything different in the last? They're telling me. Please don't tell me what you think I want to hear. I just give me it straight. But they're telling me things have been easier and a little quieter around you, calmer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. That was a very interesting reading, and there was a lot of attack by Aleister. And I did do some research on it. Sometimes when I do readings, and I enjoy all my readings with and for people in 4 places and for animals. And sometimes there's historic data that I can find in books or online in historic sites, that will coincide with the reading. And I think I found something that coincided. I did take notes. I keep saying that, and those are downstairs. I know where those notes are. They're downstairs, kitchen island. So
well, I should contact you later or call back or something.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I'm invited back on the show, watch Blog Talk Radio. Okay, thank you. Life, Laughter, and Happiness. They'll post, and I will go collect my notes. And if you call in, I'll have my notes here. I'll put them. I know exactly where I'll put them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That sounds great. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy
But
to
at least she knows she's not afraid, because before, maybe, the unknown can be a little bit scary. So there's nothing she should be afraid of, right?
No.
If she clears this blight.
It's cleared. What there was,
okay, good.
There was I remember in the notes, Barbara, that there was a retaliation. And, but, Kitty, compared to 2 weeks ago, you're not stumbling through, well, not that you stumble. You're a very bright woman. I do know that. But it was like a lot was rushing you. And tonight, things are more peaceful and calm. Things seem to be more calm. Mm-hmm. I got a question. They keep talking to me about your breathing. Are you was there a sense of peace and calm around your respiratory? I mean, were you not so great 2 weeks ago, health-wise?
Well, I got sick back in January, so I think I've been getting better ever since. So.
All right.
Yeah.
That is one thing that can happen. When people get ill, the first thing I do is I check the space around them to see if there's anything interfering. I will tell you that oftentimes there's either a trapped trauma in the family bloodline, DNA of the family, and or an entity that is causing illness in the family or in the household, or in the property. And let's give it another 2 weeks, because they're telling me you can only get better in another 2 weeks, and maybe call back in the show.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I'll do that.
All right. Thank you
for your time.
Great.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you, Kitty.
Wow.
Always nice to talk to you.
It is. Thanks, Kitty. It is so interesting, because that's the first time it ever came up, and the first time I ever learned about a blight blockage, and that if you don't clear that, it can go for generations and generations, like it did to her.
Yeah, it did. And I think 2 weeks ago, when Kitty did call in, I was talking very excitedly about a woman that was in a job that she didn't like, but all I saw was this woman across the room. And when the lecture was over, I walked up to her and I said, I know you don't know me, and I don't want you to think I'm odd, but I said, there's a blight on the left side, and her eyes just got huge. She confirmed that she never could see much past the left side. Anyway, the short side of the story was, I removed the blight, and she was in a job she didn't like. She left the job. She went on to massage school, and she's got her own practice now. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it bears repeating, that she helps people. She sets people free who are in trauma or PTSD. She helps a lot of vets that have come back from Afghanistan. Yeah. So she's doing.
And with that blockage, she wouldn't have been able to do that.
Exactly, and she'd still be upset and sad. Yep.
That's amazing.
That's exactly right.
I love that.
It is amazing.
That's wonderful. And she wants to work on this too. She doesn't want this to be. It's kind of like haunting, somewhat.
It is.
A haunting thing.
Right.
That's why it's scary.
Yeah. Our next caller is caller, you're on the air.
Hi, caller.
Hello?
You're on with Vanessa Orr, MBA. Welcome to Life, Laughter, Happiness.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I've been enjoying the show.
Great. Well, do you have a question for Vanessa?
Yes. Actually, I was going to ask if you saw what was going on with my sister, and will she ever come and help me when things lighten up? Because after that last reading, I'm tempted to ask if you see any blockages within me.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you mind if I ask what your first name is or what your first initial is?
K. Karen or Karen Sue, depending on who you speak to.
Okay.
With a K.
All right. You gotcha. No, I like that. I got a K right there. Yes, she will come help you. She's your sister.
Yes.
she's a thinker. She is and stop me anytime and say, oh, you got that wrong. But she's a thinker and a planner, and she doesn't like a mistake. She doesn't like any waste. She's I'm going to say she's budget conscious. You know, was your mother that was like that? Someone that didn't like to waste things? Was it your dad then? It was
maybe my dad.
Okay.
More likely my dad. She's like my dad in a lot of ways, actually.
Okay. She's very practical and pragmatic, and she says, "Okay, I will get to you when I can," and she means it. So I like your sister because she's someone we can bank on. You know, it's when she says she'll do something, she's one of those people will. So it's going to be okay about that, Kay. Now you have another part.
I don't know when, and she also has a fear of flying and all excuses.
Oh, yeah.
Right now it's her job pressures, which I understand.
Yeah. Well, the fear of flying thing, that really tangles things up, I know, but you know what? Is that another lifetime? That's another lifetime. I could really go into more about your sister about that. That's very interesting, why she doesn't like to fly. But this is a previous lifetime, okay? And that she's not really sure what the rattling is about flying, but she's someone that doesn't like a plan or a strategy to go awry. She likes everything to stay on budget and stay on time. And so if you're mentioning to me that if she's worried about her job right now, not to worry. Not to worry. She's needed and wanted, and she's really quite treasured. If I could say she's loved, I would say that. So she may not ever really say, oh, I recognize that. It doesn't really matter to her. But because she's just very much about hitting the schedule, you know, making sure the project management goes well. So she cares about you. So if you're wondering about that, just know that a lot of people lean on her, but she's very wise about who can lean on her and who cannot, Kay. And she says to me, her higher self, when I access her higher self, she says that you are important to her. All right? You understand? And she speaks to her friends about you. So you are not the lost sheep with your sister. And I can tell that you really admire her and respect her. So, you know, I really like this bond between you two sisters. It's really there's honor. There's an honor code there between the two of you. And I think you had another part of your question. I wrote down some notes. What's the other part of your question that you might have had?
Yes. Do you see any blockages in me that impede me moving forward and also physical healing my body?
Okay. Well, I get a no on blockages. But, I get a no on blockages.
Good.
I do pick up something on your right side. Is this the ailment? Is there something on your right side that you have to manage all the time? It looks like it's on the torso.
No.
No? Is it a right knee? No?
No, not per se.
Okay.
I've had some injuries to my right foot, but nothing major.
What is it in your right foot?
I've had some injuries, but, you know.
Have you?
Nothing major, yeah.
Right. But, okay, so here's the deal. A, no blockages. That's awesome. B, you got a sister that's coming, and she promises she will, but it's not going to be right away, okay?
Yeah.
So that's B. C, when we have injuries in the feet, for example, can I tell you what that is? That says, I'm not sure about moving forward. So we will sustain an injury, even stub a toe, do something that maligns us and keeps us from moving forward. Okay, Kay? So that's what's going on there. You were iffy and confused and in doubt about something in your life when those injuries occurred with that right foot. But it looks to me like you're someone that's really sage about doing what's right in life and, you know, doing what's right for yourself, of course, but you're just very cognizant about being upright and stalwart about things in general. They're telling me to tell you not to worry, and my guides are, and my guides are also saying that you are not to. This I'm going to say this as carefully as I can, and please jump in and say, well, I don't do that. They said not to worry and not to waste time worrying.
Well, I wish I could say I don't do that, but I do, I guess. We
all do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of insecure about my future, and I am very hard on myself. I have been doing a lot of work, but I still have a issue of, I think, forgiving myself because I'm basically very miserable in my situation, and my brain keeps going to, well, you did this to yourself, and then be mad at myself about it. I know that's the wrong way to think, but it's like I don't know how to think better. I have nothing I feel to look forward to that makes me, I can't explain it.
Oh, but you do.
So I keep getting stuck in this loop, and I'm not able to do enough of the work I need to do in the apartment, and I've been in a cycle with that.
Well, you know what, Kay? This is something I have another friend from earlier in the show, Lori from New Jersey, and I'm going to do some vibration work for her. And I'm going to tell you something. I have a tendency to think that people that are zero ego, which is you, and people who are kind, do have a tendency to be hard on themselves, okay? And what happens is it gets out of hand. So you've gotten out of hand with admonishing yourself. And I think what you had was a soul contract back there that you didn't quite hit up right. I mean, we all have those soul contracts in our lives that we didn't quite do right. You know, we didn't quite stop that person from going out and they shouldn't have gone out. Or, you know, we didn't quite get that career that we really set that soul contract up for. And we could have made more money. These are all things that we will beat ourselves up with. And this is why they were saying that that not to waste your time anymore thinking about that. So what I'm going to do is do additional work for you after the show. What I want you to do is, and I like how you put this, you haven't forgiven yourself. I'm going to tell you one thing that I want you to do, and this will change your life. I want you to get a rose quartz bracelet or a piece of rose quartz. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, okay? I want you to wear it on your left side. I guarantee you this will all go away. Rose quartz is love. Rose quartz is forgiveness. And you're a very nice person. You're a very smart person. Your family's very smart. And so I'm glad that you called in because it is not smart when we admonish ourselves incessantly. And that's why they're saying to me that Kay is wasting her good time by being hard on herself for something that's gone.
Yes, there's no reason for worry. It doesn't help. I mean, I used to be a worrier. Since I started doing the show, I let the worrying go because I'm aware not to do it. So sometimes you just have to tell her simply, stop worrying. It's a waste of time. And they haven't even thought about it sometimes, people. They just think, worrying is a part of life. Well, it doesn't have to be, right?
Good point. It's a great point.
It doesn't have to be. And so that's good. So the rose quartz bracelet equals love and forgiveness.
It's amazing how it works because I have had a lot of people, and this came at me like a bolt out of the sky. It's not that, people don't study what crystals are, and I work with crystals every day. I just love crystals. My house probably glows in the dark here in Houston from all the crystals in my house. So crystals they're kind of an amplifier. And this is what you need. You need some help. And crystals are, to me, angelic communication tools. And they are amplifiers of what their intention is. My whole life, since I was a little kid, rock, gemstones, crystals, it's all come to me. It's funny how it all just comes to you. So, Kay,
I have a bunch of crystals.
Do you have any rose quartz, or do you have any clear quartz?
I was going to say I have rose quartz. I had a bracelet, which one of those elastic ones, and it broke a while back.
Okay.
I have a pendant with a rose quartz, and I have a couple of loose, one or two rose quartz stones.
Well, that's perfect. I'm going to give you a little idea here. Put them on your left side. Whatever you will be intuitively shown what to do, like those little bits of the rose quartz that fell out of the elastic bracelet. That's happened to me too. And I just save them back, and I just save back those little chips, and I'll put them in my pocket. And it's amazing. I can't even begin to tell you the number of people I have that have told me when I told them to do this little idea, how it has broken that. It can be a curse, when you are unforgiving, even of self. We're stuck with ourselves. So if I'm going to be stuck with myself, I better like myself. And I look at your family tree, and it's an ambitious family tree. There's a lot of reason why your mother and father came together, aside from having you and your sister. But there's also it was kind of uneven for energy. It's more quiet or laid back on your mother's side. It's more ambitious and driven on your father's side, and the two kind of had a hard time meeting. But just know that you and your sister are good. You are fine, especially maybe why don't you just call back in 2 weeks or 4 weeks and let us know how those energies manifested. Can we tell you something? Once you start working with the rose crystal, it'll be like, boom, click. One day you'll wake up and you're like, oh, man, I haven't even thought about admonishing myself for a long time. When we admonish ourselves and are unforgiving of ourselves, it takes so much energy from us, and then it wastes our time because we're always looking back. Hey, Kay, if you and I decide to go get a burger or something, and you're driving the car, and you're not driving the car looking back, you're driving the car looking forward, and that's the responsible way that we live. I get it. Looking back, you're like, oh my gosh, I needed to fix that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm so mad at myself that I let that happen, or that was an embarrassing situation. And what do? We take our eye off the ball out front.
Right.
I'm going to guarantee you just said earlier in the reading, you said, I'm not really sure what my future is, which A, is indicative of the right foot injury. That's A. And B, you said, I just don't even know what my future is. Well, I'll tell you what. You take your eye off the ball on that incident you couldn't forgive yourself for, because those days are over. And the future will show up.
Sometimes we are just blocking our own selves, right? We're just our own worst enemies,
Yeah.
And it's not always so hard. It could be a simple thing. So try to unblock yourself first. That's simple. And then if there's something deeper, then you can work on that with Vanessa too. But first, let's just do the simple thing, like stop worrying.
Does that answer your questions, Karen?
Yes, pretty much. It's kind of different than what I'm thinking, but yeah, that was very interesting.
Okay.
And Karen, after the show, I'll do more work here. But you try that rose quartz, and I guarantee you, it's going to change your life. I could tell you tons of stories from people that have done that and have contacted me back, and it's amazing.
So all I have crystals all over. Thanks to Vanessa. I have crystals, and Priscilla, she collects them. But when you gave me that wonderful box and I protected my home, nothing bad has happened in the home. The home is wonderful, and they're beautiful too. They're set all around in the beautiful little holder. Can I take them out? I started taking them out of one of the orange seals to set them all up. And Priscilla was like, "You're not supposed to take those out. Vanessa said keep them in." But they're so pretty. I wanted to take them out and look at them. So it's okay, right? If I took them off.
Just put them in. I can just put them in the right pocket.
Left side.
Left. Oh,
left side.
But the pocket
here's what happens. Hey, Kay, when we put things on the left side of our body, we are saying to negative energy, you can't come here. On the right side is where everything exits, and you're saying, move along, little doggy, move along, unforgiveness, move along, berating myself, move along, unforgiveness of myself. And I'm going to tell you, forgiveness or unforgiveness, but when we forgive, oh my gosh, it just opens up everything awesome. I mean, you just can't believe how great it is when you forgive. And here you are forgiving yourself. Get ready, because you were saying earlier, and I was just taken aback when you said, my future. It's just like I don't even have one, basically, is what you're saying. Those days are over because it's not a thing. It's just not a thing. So what you're doing is calling back your soul, because your soul is like stuck back there. Mm-hmm. And it's like saying, hey, Kay, here's soul right here. I mean, you can't do anything without your soul. That's why my company's called Full Soul Readings, because you got to have all your soul. You just do.
Yeah.
So
wow.
It's just a thing. So when you put that rose quartz on your left side, I guarantee you, I didn't think it up. It was just a lightning bolt out of the sky. That was August 2015. I guarantee you, it's going to change your life. And it's amazing how that has helped. That has helped so many people. They have had money come in, jobs come in, new houses come in, cars, babies. Oh my gosh, I could just tell you stories.
I'd like to do that then. It seems like, isn't that good for everybody then, Vanessa?
Oh yeah, it applies.
Okay.
To everybody. It applies to animals. If I get a horse or dog, because sometimes you get a dog and you don't know who's had that dog before you have, right? You don't know what that little guy's been through. If you put rose quartz on the left side of the dog or the left side of the horse or any animal, it will clear all that trauma. There's other things that you can do to clear trauma with crystals, and I do that for people and for animals too, but it erases things. Rose quartz is one of the most underrated crystals. I think all crystals are amazing, but rose quartz is just love and forgiveness.
Did she answer your questions, Karen?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't remember, but to be truthful, yes. This was very lovely. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for calling, Kay.
Okay.
And you know what? Thank you, by the way, Vanessa, for clearing my right ear the last time you were on 2 weeks ago, because it immediately was clear. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. That was Oh, you're welcome. Okay.
Right. Well, our next call is 775.
775. You are on live with psychic medium Vanessa Orr, MBA. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Barbara and Jonathan and Vanessa. My name is Wendy from California.
Hey, Wendy.
Thank you.
Hi, Wendy.
Hello. I'm going to be 68, and excuse me, July the 6th, I'll be 69. And I've been working for a major health insurance company for almost 3 years. And in mid-January, I became ill with my back. And I've kept in communication with my employer, plus gave permission to access my health records to qualify for ADA. And FedEx delivered a very alarming letter to me last Friday stating that I was abandoning my job because I had not given them any information, which is totally wrong. That's not true.
Yeah, correct.
And I've done everything under the sun. So she said to notify my supervisor what my intentions are. So I did that, and I clearly wrote on the subject line, my intention is to return to work. In the body of the letter, I said when my doctor releases me, etc. And I sent all over the information again for about the third time, and I copied myself again. So I can prove all this, and they're supposed to receive all this by tomorrow. So I have triple done everything. And when I communicated to my supervisor, I mentioned that it would be reckless and irresponsible behavior on my part not to have done this. And she knows me. She will agree with me on that. Her name is Darla. I love her. And so will I be victorious in this? Will I keep my job?
Yes. I feel like you've called in before, yes?
Yes, I have. I talked to, I don't really know exactly when, but I think you're wonderful.
Oh, I think you're wonderful too. And it's listen, here's what happened is, yes, you've proved it up 3 times. It has not, your work, the end result of what you've provided in the way of evidence, because they keep talking to me in my right ear, evidence, and that's what you've provided. It's been in front of the wrong eyes. Now it will be put in front of the correct people. It's been mishandled, obviously. I mean, that's an obvious thing. Common sense tells us that, and I get a yes on that. But what happened is that there was, I asked the question while you were speaking, Wendy. I asked, was there partisanship here? And there was. I heard, who does she think she is? She shouldn't be here. It was as if someone was making a judgment call. I asked while you were speaking, is that person still there? I get a no. So there's someone who was behind a desk taking on extra paperwork and made themselves judge and jury. This is
well, I contacted an attorney today. I'll speak to him tomorrow. And in this letter, she is very assumptive, and her tone is that I've done nothing. And she's very threatening because she says, likely you will be terminated, and you need to explain to me why you haven't done any of this. And I gotta know. And I love what you just said, the assumptive position. It was a woman. I didn't want to, disclose everything because it's not a private reading. But, yes, you are correct. It was a woman that did this. And they are showing me, Wendy, you know what a blotter is on a desk, yes? Okay. And on top of the blotter is a paper, and it's blank. And they're showing me one of these giant, those paper blotters that would blot the inkwell out of the inkwell. I know that you remember this. I somewhat remember it. They are showing me that everything that this woman has said is being blotted out. It's a blank sheet. In I think it's Greek terms, they call it tabula rasa. Tabula rasa is clean slate. And it's because, Wendy, it's been in front of the wrong person. But it's going to the right person now. Oh, my gosh, you have not even been breathing. You've been, holding your breath for months and months. That doesn't help your back. No, and when I read that letter, it made me keel over on my bed. It made me physically sick. And also, I received an emergency notification from my employer in March stating that I'm an essential employee and to report to work. However, if I'm over age 65 and if I'm at risk by health condition to COVID, then do not come into the workplace. So I think she's really breaking a lot of laws, telling me to come into work. That's against Governor Newsom's directive.
Yeah, long before the COVID directives came in per state and per county, this woman was already, you should see what she's showing me. She was creating a mess here. I mean, I wish I could, okay, I'll just tell you what she's showing me. She's showing me that she was beating this, trying to make it confusing for everyone to not understand your file. What she had was some kind of, she had a prejudice against you. Listen, prejudice, I'm going to tell you I'll tell you what happens. This prejudice is a lie. And here's how lies work. And I've seen the evidence happen. Oh, my gosh, it's just amazing to me. And let me tell you how a lie works. Someone says a lie about you, and it's just like, oh, my gosh, the end of the world. And it really does feel like the end of the world, and that you'll never get anyone to believe you because of this lie perpetrated against you. It's the craziest thing. That lie goes back on them, and you are always proven not guilty. I know that sounds like a big chunk to. Yeah.
I have MRIs. I have radiology scans. I have clinical notes, and also now I'm in a wheelchair. And also on my last day of employment, when I was at work on the 14th day, I could not walk. So I took my work chair and I had to wheel it into the elevator, and security had to wheel me out into the street onto the ramp for paratransit. I don't know this for a fact, but I bet they had to create a report on that. I think they're going to have a tough road to go if they try to say I didn't do anything.
Right. You come out on top, and your attorney is very, very laid back about this, already knows what the steps are to create. He's actually showing me the boat of data. There's just like a boatload of data that's going to be presented on your behalf. This woman was taking laws into her hands and created a prejudice against you. She was saying that you don't deserve. Now, I'm going to say something about this. When people lie, it comes back on them. That's one thing. And, Wendy, you have to send all that back to her. And I'm going to be very, succinct because I know we're getting to the top of the hour. You have to send it all back to that woman, if you know her name or not, but you do know who it is because you have a letter with a signature. You have to send it back to her 3 times 3 times 3. And you just say it. You ready? Now, the next thing I want you to do, and I'm going to cut to the chase. I want you to clear your bed of all the sadness. You've been on your bed very sad, a lot of tears. So then you sleep in that. You have to clear it. Get some crystals. Do you have any crystals at your house?
I don't know where they are, but I believe in crystals.
Okay. Well, even if you don't have any crystals, say, I clear my bed of all this languishing, all this sadness, all of this defeat, and I send it to the light now. Just something along those lines. It doesn't have to be exact like what I just said. If you have crystals, put them under your bed on the corners. It doesn't matter what. I rather sense that I see a red carnelian actually at your house, but just put them under the corners of your bed. Just make it simple for yourself because you're in distress. And I'm going to tell you something else. Negative emotions get pushed down into your back because you've been pushing down a lot of hurt and anger, and you don't retaliate, which that's the right thing to do, is not retaliate, but you've been pushing all that down into your throat, they're showing me, into your esophagus, and into your back. Send it all away. You have to do that. It's our responsibility, and I've told Jonathan this too, is that in order to clear things, we have to send it back to the sender.
Okay. All right. And I don't have an
better.
attorney yet. I don't have an attorney yet. I spoke to a young lady by the name of Erica, and she sounded so nice. She said an attorney will call me tomorrow, and they will discuss whether or not they'll contingency take my case. I would still like to sue that person because she was threatening to me. And also, how dare she tell me to report to work? That would be violating what the governor has dictated, and also putting me at risk because my doctor says I cannot go back yet. I'm in a wheelchair now. I'm too weak and disabled. So I think she really broke a lot of I don't think she represents the company very well at all.
No, and you know what? The way that this will get resolved is not just by this attorney, but by sending it back to her.
Okay.
Because when her thoughts, when people's negative thoughts become things. So if there's a negative thought towards you, it becomes a thing, and it becomes a sword, and it will go. I have seen and heard when I've done Reiki clearings on people, you can hear the swords fall out on the floor. They are literally swords. And when I speak to the client, say the next day or 2 days later, their backs are better because they've been carrying thoughts from other people in their back. Mm-hmm. And what a terrible place to put a negative thought, because you can't get it out, physically, let's say, because it's in your back. That's why they say like dagger in the back or shoot someone in the back. I mean, it's just cowardly. So she's being cowardly. Yeah. She's hiding. Yeah. I want you to know something is that every word that you put out does come back to you. So now we speak words of healing. I know it's hard, but just start with sending it back to her 3 times 3 times 3. Do that, and things will change. I see a male attorney coming to you through that girl you talked about, and put crystals under your bed if you have them. If not, but you need to speak healing. You need to speak healing to your bed, Wendy, because you're sleeping in a lot of emotion in that bed. Just clear it.
You're right, and I do like the number 3 because that's 3 times itself, and 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and that's 9, and that's the infinity times 3. So I'm into numerology, and I sent myself a lot of emails, and I can be very articulate, and I think that this woman is going to have do a lot of backstepping here. She spoke out of line, and she's putting my employer at risk by telling me to return to work.
Yes. Well, she's not been, managed. So we don't really see anything dubious on your part. We do see that she's this woman that fired off the letter. She keeps showing me crossed swords, so she wants to fight. She likes to fight. So she can go find somewhere else to fight. She can go find somewhere else to fight. But she does like to cross swords with people, and she likes to throw her weight around. I could say a lot more, but I won't. But I will tell you to do those things, and I will do work here because when I get off the show later, which is they probably want to wind up the show now. I don't know, but I have work to do, and
we can take more calls from you if you want, or if not,
sure.
You wanted the show. What do you want to do?
I can take another call, no problem.
Okay.
I don't want to overstep your time. I don't know, so I don't want to overstep your time.
Thank you, Wendy, so much. It's nice to have that ammunition to know what to say to protect yourself. And you just gave her a lot because you gave me that a long time ago, almost a year ago, and I used it, and it protected me. And I would say that kind of like a prayer. We're not doing it maliciously. We're just sending all their negatives, what they're putting on us. We're just sending that right back to them. So do it. It works. And then you're protected. And that helped me so much because mine was a serious thing. Remember?
Yes,
it was a very serious thing.
Yes,
I first moved here. Yeah. So that's very good.
Serious.
That's good to have, Wendy. So do that. And I know she's going to call back. We know Wendy, And we're following along with this problem very closely with Wendy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
All right.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah.
Area code, we're going to go to the next caller. 415, you're on live with Vanessa Orr, MBA. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to speak with you. I did hear a show that you did in the past, and I was so impressed, Vanessa, with your readings.
Thank you.
And your mention of yes, thank you. You're just so clear, and I loved when you talked about the muscle reading and then the rating system on people's energy.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant, having recently read about that myself.
Go ahead. It's kind of funny. Not to sort of funny. I've always compared Vanessa Orr. It's like talking to Vanessa Orr is like talking to a doctor. And you feel like you're examining people. I mean, don't you agree with what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I got
in a good way.
Yeah. In a very good way. Very.
Yeah, she's
going to get you. She's going to get you healed up, whole, spick and span. So I love it.
That's lovely.
Thank you. And then, so my question is, if you see any kind of a love relationship coming into my future.
Oh my gosh, there was this guy that popped in right when you were posturing the question. Is there somebody who is still in love with you, who rather smothers your energy field? I don't know how else to put it. Is there someone else, a guy?
Who's still in love with you? When you said still in love with you,
you, yeah.
No. So the only thing it made me think of, was somebody, and his name starts with a P, but he's in another country, and I don't know if he's the one that's coming in, or if it's somebody else.
Well, I get a yes. When you were setting up the question before you got to the end of it, this guy shows up, and he just grabbed my attention. I was listening to you, but I'm like, who is this guy? And he smothers your energy fields. Very interesting. Every reading's different. Again, this reading is equally so. I need to do some work for you because it's like I was saying to the last caller, Wendy. When people have ideas about us, they are thinking about us, and these are thoughts. And thoughts become things. I didn't think that up. We all know.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Pat Longo taught me that a long time ago. And Pat Longo is a friend of mine, and she taught Teresa Caputo everything Teresa knows. And she's very good friends with Kim Russo. Yeah. And Kim Russo's show's coming back on. So paranormal is finding a revival again. So paranormal, if I ask the question, oh my gosh, I'm just getting those chills that Barbara and I talked about earlier in the show. They're just like coming all over me.
Oh, on the upper part or lower part?
Well, on the upper part. And so sometimes people do things and say things and create thoughts about us that block us. Well, if I can't have her, no one can. Okay. So you've been, I wanted to ask you just for a little bit of confirmation, and if I'm wrong, just say, Ness, you're wrong. I'm fine with that. Have you had a difficult time meeting dateable men? That's what they're showing me to say.
Yeah, yes. It's been a really, really long time, yes.
It's been because I'm going to say this. Not that this really applies, but it seems like when you meet a man, they're taken as in married.
I haven't met any. Okay, so I haven't met any that were married. Now, there was someone who actually I felt was attracted to me, but was kind of in a weird entanglement with another woman, but not married, but just not married. But just anyway, he recently passed away, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was a bit confused about things anyway, so wow on that one. Okay, so, wow, find your whole situation so interesting, but very positive. It's just so interesting. Okay, so
because when you first said, I thought you said mothering you, but I think you said smothering. Am I correct?
Smothering. Yes, you are absolutely correct. And then I said every reading's different, and this reading is no different. This gentleman, P, that's from another country, he can't stop thinking about you, and he those thoughts have become ruthless, and they are blocking you. And so I'm gonna clear him for you. I'm gonna do that work tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Your vibration is really nice. I'm getting at least 800, 810. Hold on, I was thinking about earlier. That's what you were reading about. Let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah. We want to find.
Yeah, and the last time I talked to P, which is kind of strange because, I tried reaching him about a year ago, and he didn't respond back to me. So I thought he moved on. But the last time I spoke to him, he said, "You know that I have always loved you." And then I was thinking, why aren't you here then? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't you get yourself here?
He's tied down, you know.
Yeah, he's got a lot of obligations where he is.
Yeah. And
so, but I thought, he admitted it. He finally got it out in the open. But what is he going to do about it?
Nothing. He can't. He's tied down. Do you know what I'm saying? He's tied down, as in other family obligations. If I ask if P married, I get a yes. I see a lot of family around him. I see business around him. He's like, if I ask him directly, P, can you move here? No, I get a no. That's that muscle testing that you were talking about earlier. I'm testing that. It's the kinesiology, yes. He uses the word stony with me, Stony. I'm pretty sure that's how I spell it. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something about readings. For readings that I do, if I get a word, go look it up after you finish this call. Go, and I want you to look at the synonyms. And even if you got with him, it just would be a big nothing burger. I mean, this is just not the right caliber. You bring him up. See, his vibration is, oh my gosh, I don't want to say things because, I better. They're telling me criminal. Isn't that funny that someone so nice has this mask or facade? And aren't they just the nicest guy? Is he just the nicest guy? Right. So beneath that character, and I hate to say things like this, but it's the truth. And sometimes the truth is just, it's like a porcupine. It's just no fun to access. So, and I can tell I can tell that you're a little disappointed.
Yeah. But, the thing is, it's been a long time and so many things can happen. I know he did have a child with somebody else, but he never believed, again, we're going back, he could have changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because people change, either evolve upward or stay the same, or, you know what I mean? Or hopefully not go downward, okay?
Or become more of a horse's rear end.
Yeah. But hopefully not. But the thing is, when we met, his vibration was very lovely and very supportive, and I felt like he actually, unlike other people I dated, he actually could see who I was rather than projecting who he wanted me to be. So I always felt very supported by him. But obviously his life has gotten very tangled up where he is, and I know he had a child with somebody. He didn't believe in marriage, but I don't know if that changed along the path because it's not so pushed in his culture, marriage. So, but I know his sister did get married, and so, so he's been tied up with family. He's very close to his parents, and his parents have an idea about, how his life should go, and I get that. So So yeah.
Well,
if he's gone into another element, I don't know about it. Like like you were saying, I wouldn't know about it if that's what's happened.
Yeah. Here's the other thing: is that if you were to align with him, you would be a very unhappy person. It's interesting because they show me that when your energies present to me, that your energies present to me as beauty and beautiful and sparky. Mm-hmm. He is the antithesis. He's got high. You should see him. Peacocks. Somewhere over here in Memorial, not quite a few miles away from where I live, they have like an entire community of peacocks that roam the streets. And peacocks, they're beautiful, but they're awful birds. I mean, they chase you, and that's the way P is. He's like, he distracts you with the fan of those pretty peacock's feathers, but there's just an awful bird, and they bark. I mean, they're like just unruly dogs. I don't want to be so. Anyway, P's making me hang up on him, as in I'm really fixated on P. Mm-hmm. So can I tell you that sometimes we get maligned, like it seems like we're getting maligned, but we're really being protected from something. And you are being protected from P. And I just got, Barbara, I just got that confirmation, the prana confirmation and the Kundalini confirmation that Barbara and I were talking about at the top of the show. And there you have it. So you are a beauty and a great heart, and you must have that correct alignment. Call that in. I guarantee you that there's an article on my website about listing what you want. And I'm not going to kid you. This works. Go to my website. It's Full Soul Readings. .com. And there's at the top there's articles, and I haven't written any new articles for a while, but I think it's called Get What You Want. I think that's the name of the article. There's not too many articles on there, but I actually have a screenshot on there of a list that I made back in 2011, and that list actually came to fruition 3 days later. I see articles. Yeah.
I'm on your website.
Life. Oh, okay.
And it's called, what's the name of your article? Make It Happen?
I think that's it. I think that's it.
What do you want? Make It Happen?
Yeah, maybe that's it. What do you want? Make it happen. Yeah.
And write it down. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And it's a short article, and that list happened 3 days later. And that was what you want. That's what I wanted in a man, a husband, and he's downstairs in the kitchen. Yep.
That is so cute. Making you dinner.
And he, I said to him today before I said, baby, I've got to go up and do a show with Jonathan and Barbara. I said, I want to tell you that I want to thank you for making the soul contract with me at this time, because we're going through all this coronavirus, COVID stuff, and you're home. You're home with that one person. And I can't think of a better person to be in, isolation with. Then you have to be in alignment with the right person. You can't. P's not it. Now he was stepping his game up by trying to align with you. See.
Okay.
But, and by the way, it's not true what he said to you about marriage.
That he doesn't believe in it.
He's full of beans and guacamole because he's staying there, and his family mandates marriage. So, and he's married, because I keep getting a yes, so he's married. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
but he's still smothering me. So what's up with that? That's weird.
I got that. Let me just handle that. I'll handle that.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you.
and I'll just leave
I
it
appreciate
at
that
welcome.
tremendously.
You're welcome.
I mean,
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, but I did wonder if that was one reason I couldn't go forth, like there wasn't some resolution there. And I wondered about that.
It stepped right in. You were talking,
wow.
And I'm like, what is this guy? Who's this guy that's just trying to get in between? He didn't want you to listen. There's ourselves, but there's our higher self, and our higher self has no ego and it has no id. That's where you get truth, okay? And of course, that's where you go when you want to do a reading and you find out what the truth is about somebody. And this guy didn't want the truth coming out. He didn't want truth tonight. So it was an energetic. There are versions of ourselves in this lifetime and in other lifetimes. This was something that jumped in on the reading. I knew right away who this guy was, and then you gave him an initial. So.
Wow.
You are
get ready
for better. Yeah, just get ready because
definitely.
You're real quick. I already see you turning your boat around. I mean, you're already changing course. So keep going.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
All right, and I'll keep you posted. And thank you for doing that work for me tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do it tonight. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, and wishing you all a beautiful evening. Thank you, dear.
You too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were right about my question when I first moved here about a guy. Totally right. And that helped me so much to get through it more quickly.
Yes, that's a good point. Get through it quickly.
Get through it quickly. Don't waste time.
It's the truth. You know, that's why psychic readings, psychics are awesome. Mediums are awesome. People that do this healing work, they're just awesome because they can get through things faster, just like you said, Barbara. Really well said.
Yeah. And that is why they're calling. And I want them to take what you say and take it in, use it, write it down, remember. Because you've been, my psychic counselor, and
honored.
It always has worked. And it's so fun, too, to do these other little things with the crystals and protect your home. And, you can find all of that on your website probably. There's a lot on your website.
Yes,
and I just want the listeners to know, again, it's called fullsoulreadings.com. And also, you can get connected to Vanessa's show. She has her own show, News for the Soul, correct, Vanessa?
Yeah, it's on newsforthesoul.com. It's Full Soul Readings with Vanessa Orr, MBA, and that's every other Thursday. So I just had a show this past Thursday, and I'll have another show in a couple weeks. So just watch my Instagram. That's VOMBA11, and I always post about life, laughter, and happiness. I always post about Full Soul Readings shows. I post pretty much every day. And
yes, you do. And you have great Instagram posts. And I just posted right before the show. We're going live at 5 with our link to have all these callers to call in on my Instagram story, which, it's so great to connect with you and help people. And it's just, we really are grateful to have you.
Oh, I'm grateful.
And I think if it's good, we have you. I would like every week, but I think Johnny said we have you now every other week.
Oh, I'd love to do it every week, but every other week it's an honor. I love coming on your show, and I want your show to grow.
We'll talk about that later. It was it's a compliment because Vanessa, she is working nonstop, especially now.
But I don't want to wear her out.
Now what? You had something?
I would love. I'm saying I would love to have her on every week, but I don't want to wear her out. I mean, but we can talk about that later.
You said you wanted a reading right now. Okay. Wow. Well.
Well,
okay. Thank you, Vanessa. This was amazing.
Well, thank you.
And yes, we
honored.
had some normal, or not normal, but they're probably normal people, but regular callers called in that we recognized, and we appreciate them, and some new people too. So that was good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll get right to work.
Well,
so.
Okay, thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Well, I'm going to do this shout out.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Oh, did you do the shout out yet?
Yeah, I have not done it yet. Okay. So we already know where we can get a hold of Vanessa for more in-depth readings, private readings on her website, fullsoulreadings.com, and follow her on Instagram, Vomba11. That's so catchy, VOMBA 11. Yeah, I love that Vomba. And ours. Yes, it is catchy. And Life After Happiness, our website, lifeafterhappiness.com. And please, if you want to hear this show that you were on, again, you can find it on our YouTube channel, Life After Happiness. And while you're there, please don't forget to subscribe. And we appreciate the support. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook to see who's next. And have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, Barbara.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Good night, both.
Good night.
You're welcome. Thanks, Johnny. Good night, everybody.